I've always said, once the federal government passed Bill C-5, the Build in Canada Strong Act, that was the start of the attack and degradation of First Nation rights across Canada. Let me explain. I always pay attention to what's happening on the federal level, because usually provinces aren't far behind. This is how it works. The federal government will usually move forward and do something first, and then not too long after that, the provinces will start doing the same thing. It always starts at the top and it starts to spread. Now we're seeing changes being discussed on the Freedom of Information Act on the federal level. And what does the province of Ontario do? It's changing its legislation to reflect that same thing on the federal level. And Doug Ford is just saying, hey, we're just following the federal government's lead.
We aren't taking anyone's rights away. 95% will be FOIable. That's number one. Number two, all we're doing is duplicating other provinces, no matter if it's Saskatchewan or Quebec, for example, but the rest of the provinces and the federal government. We're duplicating what the federal government has done. The only thing we haven't done, we should have moved a lot quicker on this.
Now zoom out. The federal government passed Bill C-5, the Build in Canada Strong Act, and inside that was a major shift. Projects, once they're labeled projects of national interest, can move forward without free, prior, and informed consent of First Nations. And in fact, a member of parliament that's First Nation, that's Mi'kmaq, voted in favor of this legislation. Now look at province of Nova Scotia and Ontario. They opened up protected land without proper consultation of First Nations. The decisions were made from the top down. And I guarantee you they're going to make their own version of Bill C-5. Because once that line gets crossed on the federal level, it's free permission for the provinces to do the same thing. You're going to start seeing provinces start to degrade First Nation rights. In Nova Scotia, legislation like Bill 200 raised serious concerns on how it could impact Mi'kmaq rights and sovereignty. And it doesn't stop there. You can bet Ontario, Alberta, and all other provinces will start rolling out policies and start to unleash their economy without free, prior, and informed consent legislation, using Bill C-5 as the framework. And it doesn't happen at once. It happens step by step, legislation by legislation, until it all becomes normal. And First Nation rights are degraded one by one until they don't exist anymore, only by memory. Don't let it happen. Make your voices heard. This isn't acceptable. Anyways, you stay deadly.